decision, thanks to the help and the input of the Ministry of Finance, specifically Minister Williams, and the Financial Secretary, and of course, the new Minister of Efficiency, we were able to work out yesterday and get approved by Cabinet an agreement to fast-track the restoration to end of January, latest early February. Don't clap yet. Don't clap yet. On the basis that the government of Jamaica is not prepared to negotiate any extension of any license other than the process that is going to take us from now until 2027 when this existing license expires. But based on the fact that we need restoration as a country in the shortest possible time, the government of Jamaica has agreed to loan the JPS $150 million United States dollars on the basis that they will use that money, which is estimated at $75 million a month, to restore the entire grid, save and except for any special area that may not be reachable, but the major areas by the end of January, latest early February. What are the terms to make sure that the government and the taxpayers are fully protected? 5 years with an interest rate to be negotiated by the Ministry of Finance, which I'm sure will be a reasonable interest rate, because the higher the interest rate is, the more it's going to pass on to the consumer. And we are cognizant of that. However, they can pay as early as 2 years. Why? Because 2 years the license expires. They'll either have a renewed license or they won't have a license. If they have a license, they can attract financing. And if they don't have a license, the government has already indicated to them, based on our July 2025 letter, that we are prepared to acquire the assets of the Jamaica Public Service, which means that our money is protected fully. So there is no risk to the Jamaican government or the taxpayers. What we have done is skillfully separated a negotiation of a loan and untied from all of these proposals of extensions. I want to point out to you very carefully, any negotiation that involved the license or amendment of license would retard the period of time when we need to get the money. We need to get the money to them or give them a commitment by tomorrow morning after we announce this today, because the cabinet decision is out. And they have committed that they will have 300 linesmen. They now have 170, all in white truck. And big thick man, you see. That's 170. But those 170 are trying to get back the biggest areas of production for the government, Montego Bay. So all the other areas, in my friends and colleagues, hard-hit parishes, are not getting the attention that they would get. And it's not because of anything other than what has to happen in order to get the country up and running. Can you imagine, members, in 2 weeks' time, 300 more linesmen with equipment, same trucks you see and same everything you say, having 500 linesmen additional to what JPS has as their normal crew, spread across Jamaica. The commitment that I'm making to you here, that JPS has committed to me, that they can have those trucks and men here by the second week of December, and that by Christmas morning, Grand Market night, they are committing, especially in the hardest hit areas, to bring back light at the most strategic locations where those that are still affected can come down into and do all that they need to do, even if it is that they don't have light 5 miles up in the hill. Madam Speaker, I am here to say that it is the best win-win situation that a government could negotiate. Because if we are to wait until April or May, which means could be in June, depending on what happens, then I don't know what would happen. I can't say what would happen because it wouldn't be pretty. But most importantly, Madam Speaker, is that originally the estimates for the damage, early assessments, as JPS had said, was between $480 and $600 million. As the assessments have continued in more detail, we are down to $350 million, which is a huge difference between the original estimate and what the estimate is. So the question that's going to come is what happens with the balance of money that's going to be needed? We were not prepared to go into that discussion. They have to come back to us because they have put a hold on dividends from July indefinitely until this matter of normalcy is resolved. So we are not going into it and giving money. Just we are making sure that we have our protection mechanisms to make sure we will have oversight in terms of technical people to evaluate those numbers, to put a program in place of the restoration, monitor it, to make sure that what has been given to us as a plan is carried out.
Tell them to try pre-we, big up Portland Spice TV. Tell them to try pre-we, big up Portland Spice TV. Remember to subscribe. See, Portland Spice TV, Louis Culture say it once and we say it again. Portland Spice TV. We are going to hold them and pop it off. Bogus badge where we rip off. Subscribe, share. Portland Spice TV is here.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Good evening, everybody. Good evening to all the listeners. Good evening to all the subscribers. Happy to have you. Blessings and welcome, one and all. Welcome to Portland Spice TV. You see that speech that I just played? It's critical to where we're going this evening. I want to remember that speech and remember more. Because we continue to tell you about these analog politicians operating in the digital here, the digital space in a digital time. And I like when we leaders them lie to it. And I like it. Our leaders must strive to be truthful. Our leaders must show respect to the people that they lead. And when leaders come out and tell us lies, in this digital age, it's not going to stand up. That's why we are saying to all Portland Spice ambassador, share the channel, share it to everybody. Because I, Colin Bell, I'm a very simple man, you know. Very simple man am I. I don't claim to be extraordinary. No. And because we are simple, we try to simplify things that all and sundry can understand. And that's why we want them to listen and ask questions. We run with an open mic. We now have a box where we can determine who come into the box. We invite any and everybody to call. This is the People's Show right here on Portland Spice TV. Yes, I host, but I do it for the people of Jamaica, for the benefit of Jamaica, and for the benefit of Portland and Portlanders. But before we, and if anybody have Darrell Link, call him to the front of the line because we are challenging something that he said in the Standing Finance Committee. And I'm disappointed of the questions that were asked. I don't know why Mikhail was not in the parliament, but must be for a good reason. But he sent some questions. And whenever I hear nobody ask him if all the 110 buses were delivered, I realized that he was asked about the buses and the losses to the JUTC. But let's listen to the headline going into the 5 o'clock news coming out of RGR Communications Group this evening. Let's go to the evening's headline.
And the headlines today, Monday, March 9, 2026. Government briefing the country on the status of Jamaica's health sector after halting the technical cooperation agreement between Jamaica and Cuba. Disruptions to the delivery of eye and cancer care looming as Cuban professionals set to exit local health sector. Prime Minister says introduction of the levy on sweetened beverages is an opportunity for drink manufacturers to reformulate offerings to better serve a population. G7 countries and International Energy Agency ends meeting without agreement to release strategic crude reserves amid U.S.-Iran conflict. In business news, Jamaica's tourism is set for stronger European traffic this summer as airlines expand capacity. The discussion
So, hold on there. Hold on there. All right. Oil prices are skyrocketing around the world. Mr. Bell, you never see his question and answer was the shortest of all. So him say that him spend the shortest time. But you know, I trying my best to get into their press briefing. There was a few press release by the People's National Party over the weekend, and we want to take them before we go into any discussion. We're going to take this press release while you're sharing the channel and inviting everybody because Darrell Vaz, we want you in the class this evening. And anybody who can assist us, because I heard the man say something in the Standing Finance Committee. And I went back and I looked for the receipt. But before we go to him, we want to take the press release from Senator Donna Scott Motley. Then we're going to take one from Dr. Alfred Dawes. And we're going to take one from Philip Palwell. Let's go to Senator Scott Motley first.
Is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
This is Senator Donna Scott Motley, Opposition spokesperson on Foreign, Regional and Diaspora Affairs. I am calling on the government to provide a full and detailed explanation to the Jamaican people regarding its decision to terminate the long-standing medical cooperation agreement between Jamaica and Cuba. For 5 decades, this program has been an established part of our healthcare system. Cuban doctors and medical professionals have served in hospitals and clinics across the island, helping to fill critical gaps in medical staffing. An arrangement that has supported Jamaica's healthcare for half a century cannot simply come to an abrupt end without the Jamaican people being given a clear and comprehensive account of what has led to that outcome. The public must also be informed of the practical implications of this decision. The country must be assured that there are clear and effective plans in place to maintain continuity of care, particularly in facilities where Cuban medical professionals have been providing important services. This is a matter that goes directly to the functioning of our healthcare system and the well-being of the Jamaican people. The government has a duty to provide clarity on both the reasons for this decision and the arrangements that will now replace this important partnership of 5 decades.
At pnp.org.jm or check us out on Facebook at Jamaica PNP.
So let's move to the release from Dr. Alfred Dawes.
Is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
This is Dr. Al Dawes, opposition spokesperson on health and wellness. The decision by the Holness administration to end more than 50 years of medical cooperation between Jamaica and Cuba is a deeply unfortunate moment for our nation. For over half a century, Cuban medical professionals have served our people with dedication and compassion. In hospitals and clinics across the island, particularly in our rural and underserved communities, Cuban doctors and nurses have provided essential care. Their work has been a powerful example of international solidarity. I acknowledge the government's recognition of their service. However, bringing this partnership to an end is regrettable. This was not merely about filling staff shortages. It was about a shared humanity and a commitment to quality health care for all Jamaicans. This collaboration addressed critical gaps in our system and saved countless lives. History will judge this decision, and it will remember the value of the trust built between our nations over decades. On behalf of the opposition and the People's National Party, under whose leadership this partnership was established, I extend sincere gratitude to every Cuban medical professional who served here. On a personal note, I want to say thank you for your compassion and commitment. The grateful people of Jamaica will always remember your service, which has strengthened the enduring bond of friendship between our countries. For that, our nation remains deeply thankful.
At pnp.org.jm or check us out on Facebook.
It's the death of the program, you know. It's the death of the program. A program that has helped Jamaicans, lots of Jamaicans. And Jamaicans turn up today at the High Clinic. Yeah?
Is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
This is Philip Porwell, opposition spokesman on energy and telecommunications. On Friday's sitting of the Standing Finance Committee, I demanded answers on behalf of the Jamaican people regarding the troubling state of Petrojam. The numbers are stark and unacceptable. This state-owned refinery lost approximately $4 billion in the last financial year. It is projected to lose another $4 billion by the end of this financial year, with further losses anticipated in the coming year. 3 consecutive years of losses for an enterprise that once was consistently profitable. 3 years of bleeding public funds without a clear plan for recovery. I asked the minister direct questions. What is the current status of Petrojam? What is the government's plan to return it to profitability? And critically, what is the government's position and roadmap for this refinery's future? We cannot ignore that this refinery is over 40 years old, operating with outdated technology that drives up costs and reduces efficiency. A previous pathway, including expansion and modernization has been abandoned. The Jamaican people deserve answers. They deserve a plan. And they deserve to know why this vital national asset continues to fail them. My job is to hold this government accountable. That is exactly what I will continue to do.
At pnp.org.
So, those were the three media releases that we are sharing with you this evening from the People's National Party. Now, I tell you something, the party has been putting out media releases quite frequently on all the topical issues, even though you hear a lot of people talking about what not happening and what they want to see more. But, hold on. The people them want more than just the media release. All right. So that's why they also do the interviews. It's not just the media releases that they do.
People of Jamaica want to see the opposition side stand up
in the parliament
answers
and play more politics.
Exactly. They don't want to see media release.
They don't want to see media release. Hey. Lord of his mercy. Shaka fame. Hey. Well, the people of Jamaica have a role to play as well. The people of Jamaica have to also stand up and play their role. What failure was that? Let's do it again. We want to invite financial journalist Al Edwards to talk with us this evening, because we want to hear all sides, all sides. So I hope by now somebody would have called Darrell. Darrell in the Standing Finance Committee told the nation this. Listen to Darrell Vaz.
Intervention of the government, we will be looking at restoration by the last quarter of 2026, which will be September to December. And during the process, they revised that to the first quarter of 2027. I can't imagine a country going through that level of pain for a year. So anyway, that's where we are, and I want to make it very clear that the commitment of the government for the $150 million was committed and delivered. And we have nothing else in front of us.
Wanna hear what the man say?
Minister.
Hold on. Wanna hear what the man say? Listen again.
With 100% by April 2026. And let me remind the country that it was a JPS, not me, who said that without the intervention of the government, we would be looking at restoration by the last quarter of 2026, which would be September to December. And during the process, they revised that to the first quarter of 2027.
I
can't imagine a country.
Anybody did hear that? Anybody did hear that? This is what I heard. This is what Darrell Vaz told us.
Extension.
Listen.
Where does that put us? That put us in two situations. One, a commitment that was made by this minister and this government in June of this year that any new license would be on new terms. A commitment that was made, a commitment that will stand, and no Melissa, no Trelisa, no Belinda is going to change that. So the government is now in a position now, what do we do? Because we need restoration. JPS is saying that the earliest restoration time that they can give us for the worst affected areas is April to May 2026. Can you imagine when you tell a minister that? On top of which, they want an extended license.
This was
that is going to mean that we are in the same situation.
Of 2025.
Well, Madam Speaker, my colleagues here.
Hold on, he's out. He's out, Daryl. He's out. He's out. He's out. Because that was in November. Come again.
One, JPS wants a 15-year extension. And they get 15-year extension, they will do what they need to do to find the money. Other one is that multilaterals are prepared to give them money, but they want at least 8 to 10 years extension. Where does that put us? That put us in two situations. One, a commitment that was made by this minister and this government in June of this year that any new license would be on new terms. A commitment that was made, a commitment that will stand, and no Melissa, no Trelisa, no Belinda is going to change that. So the government is now in a position now, what do we do? Because we need restoration. JPS is saying that the earliest restoration time that they can give us for the worst affected areas is April to May 2026. Can you imagine when you tell a minister that?
April
and on top of which,
May
they want an extended license.
That's what Daryl Voss told us. I think it was in November of last year when he made his presentation in the parliament. That is the same presentation when him tell us that the government are going to lend JPS $150,000 to bring forward the restoration. Yeah? To bring forward the restoration to January, latest early February.
Cabinet not twice, cabinet 3 times, including yesterday morning. And the decision, thanks to the help and the input of the Ministry of Finance, specifically Minister Williams, and the Financial Secretary, and of course, the new Minister of Efficiency, we were able to work out yesterday and get approved by Cabinet an agreement to fast-track the restoration.
Hold on, nephew.
To end of January, latest early February.
No, you're the man said.
Don't clap yet.
You're the man said to fast-track the restoration to the end of January, early February. Hold on, nephew. Now, this is what Daryl said in the Standing Finance Committee.
Level of pain for a year. So anyway, that's where we are, and I want to make it very clear that the commitment of the government for the $150 million was committed and delivered, and we have nothing else in front of us.
Minister.
Hold on. We have to take it back.
100% by April 2026. And let me remind the country that it was a JPS, not me, who said that without the intervention of the government, we would be looking at restoration by the last quarter of 2026, which would be September to December. And during the process, they revised that to the first quarter of 2027.
Easy. Nephew, good evening.
Mr. Bell, my brother.
Good evening, nephew.
Good evening, sir.
You hearing me?
Yes, man, loud and clear.
And good evening to your followers. When you come and you call Daryl Vaz liar, that means you declare war on Nephew. And not only Nephew, you declare war on the Jamaican people.
Nephew.
I have worked closely with Mr. Vaz over the years. And I know him to be a very decent, honest guy. I know him to be someone who will serve this country well and have done so much for the Jamaican people. No one can question it. I remember even the time when the country hit with COVID, you were able to get ambulance for a lot of...
Neville, I know you make me rude.
Yes, my brother.
I don't want to rude to you this evening.
Okay, sir.
So tread carefully. Tread carefully.
Oh, hello?
Yes.
Yes, you're hearing a better now. You don't want to rude to me because you don't like truth.
What is truth? Did you hear the clips that I play?
Yes.
When did JPS say that? When did you hear JPS say that at best we are going to get back light at the end of 2026? Direct me to that clip.
Well, he never tell me that during the time when they were negotiating with the JPS and the JPS asked for the 150 million.
Did Daryl Vaz told us that JPS said we would get back light the end of May, by May, June? Did Daryl Vaz tell us that?
I don't remember him saying it, but he comes to the standing.
All right. You don't remember him saying it. All right, listen this. Hold on, nephew. Just listen to this. Listen this.
Extension. And they get 15-year extension, they will do what they need to do to find the money. Other one is that multilaterals are prepared to give them money, but they want at least 8 to 10 years extension. Where does that put us? That put us in two situations. One, a commitment that was made by this minister and this government in June of this year that any new license would be on new terms. A commitment that was made, a commitment that will stand, and no Melissa, no Trelisa, no Belinda is going to change that. So the government is now in a position now, what do we do? Because we need restoration.
Listen
JPS is saying that the earliest restoration time that they can give us for the worst affected areas is April to May 2026. Can you imagine when you tell a minister that?
You heard that, nephew?
Yes, I heard
what
it.
What Daryl Vaz just said JPS say. The earliest time they could give us is what? April to May 2026. Did you hear that?
I heard him. I heard you play the clip in that he said that they told them in the September quarter 2026 to
so this is
December.
Yes, this clip now is what he told.
This
is what he told the Standing Finance Committee Friday evening. Listen to it. Because he never remember when tell we in November. So listen when him tell the man them Friday evening.
By April 2026. And let me remind
hold on.
By April 2026. And let me remind the country that it was a JPS, not me, who said that without the intervention of the government, we would be looking at restoration by the last quarter of 2026, which would be September to December. And during the process, they revised that to the first quarter of 2027.
So let me ask you something now. The two things that so now never can be true. Somebody now tell lie there so. One lie not tell somewhere around there so. Eh?
Anyway, Mr. Bell.
I declare war on misinformation. I join with Prime Minister Andrew Holness in declaring war on misleading the Jamaican people.
Mr. Bell,
Yes, sir.
the producer from time to time made comment, and you can arrange the system where you can hear a little louder. It's very, very low.
She was low
And
yesterday?
we hardly can, not only yesterday alone, but before and yesterday, and even today, even earlier, she were making a comment and we hardly could hear. But she said something yesterday,
Yes.
which were very interested, and for what I don't know is slip you. I never know that she run as a candidate in the local government election.
Yes, she did.
And she said that a lot of people say, even though they are GLP, they're going to vote for her because she always remember them. You remember she said that yesterday?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, she said that.
All right. All right, thank you. I say that so as to say this. All of those people we call party workers, and I'm speaking generally now, meaning both major political party or any party, all of those people you call party workers, they work for their party for something, you know, Mr. Ben.
Of course.
You know that?
Yes.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, and you would know that if you become councillor MP one day,
yes,
and you bypass your party workers when you get your allocation and spend it on the most needy who may never vote because they may be Jehovah's Witness, they may be this, that, and you bypass your workers and deal with the most needy. Do you know that your chance of retaining back power will be very slim?
No, it depends on how you do it. There's a thing called communication.
Mr. Bell,
Hold on, listen what I said to you.
First of all,
listen. Hold on, nephew. If you communicate with your workers and your workers are aware that, listen, we are going to look after them people because those people are in need and they are in agreement with it, they will work with you. But what happens sometimes is that politicians don't talk to them workers and them do things without notifying the workers, and the workers feel upset about it.
The internet dropped on me a while ago, so repeat back.
Repeat.
Yeah, the internet dropped on me a while
What
ago.
I'm saying
repeat
to you,
back.
you can give things to people who are in need and leave your workers for last, but you must communicate that with them. They will have to be in agreement with those moves.
Mr. Bell.
Yes.
Mr. Bell, I am not asking you. I am putting it to you that if your workers, most of your workers, them are people who look in something. And I said that I say generally. And if you bypass the party workers, them, for the most vulnerable and needy, I am telling you that the party workers then will start to shun you and show you bad face and will even organize to get someone to challenge you and beat you in a election for you to return back as their candidate.
So what is your point? What is that point? What is that? I don't understand that point.
The point I am making to you, Mr. Bell, that all of the people who call themselves politicians, both JLP and PNP, are in it for something. And when the people hear on radio and on TV, politician is being used in the system to enrich themselves, while the people not getting nothing out of it, it causes a big problem. So to make the point that people want something and looking something is not true, because the foundation of our politics is what you can get out of it, Mr. Collingdale.
But when people work,
none of those 63 politicians in parliament will tell you that they will go through the 5 years without a salary. Not one. They all get want them salary.
Portia Simpson Miller will tell you that. She's one
We
person who
talk
would do
again.
that.
I give another caller a chance. We talk again.
All right, cool. I don't know where that point come from or where you're going with that point. There's a thing called communication. If you communicate with your party workers and deal with the needy and not the greedy, some party workers will work with you and will agree to look after people who are in need. Because not every party worker look for the scarce benefits and spoil. I agree that if a man put in the work, he must get something out of it. Because there are stuff to be gained out of the politics and you have a thief a dollar. Opportunities is what you must create as leaders. You must create opportunities for your workers, for the people in your constituency. That is what you need to do. And when you create opportunities, you know, if you give everybody $1, or you know, if you give everybody $20. We have a call on the line. Caller, good evening.
Good evening, Colin. You know what? What is nephew talking about?
I don't know where that point just come from. I don't know where it just
because
come out.
nephew, you know something, Colin. I know you're a very tolerant man, and I really, really respect your patience for nephew convoluted his hypocrisy and all that when he comes on, understanding that everybody has a right to speak their mind and their opinion. We all have to agree to disagree. But man, sometimes, Colin, it create a negative aura on your show, you know, man.
Yes, I know that.
Can you imagine him come questioning your integrity when you talk about say Darrell Vaz lie? When you have all those digital receipts to show everybody, he wasn't watching that, or he watched it and he come on there with him little. I hope you're listening to me, you know, nephew. Don't make a take you on, and don't make a pray for you, you know. Because I don't want him come mess with Portland Spice, you know.
Don't make your pray for him. That's why I tell him.
Don't let me have to put him before the throne, because he must know himself. I mean, we all know that it's not everybody gonna be PNP and it's not everybody gonna be JLP, and we all listen to each other's opinion. But when he come and I can't tell you, say I'm gonna go to war with you because you're calling Darrell Vaz lie. When you're playing all those digital receipts. And Colin, I have to say to you, sometimes you have to cut nephew off, although I know he's an elderly man, and I see you giving him that respect. I can see that from all the way up top of the world.
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes.
Darrell Vaz needs to be held accountable. He has told us many different stories about the JPS.
Yeah, man. Too much story.
Yet still, he's coming now to come back and go back around and around. Like, no, we are not stupid people. We are our Jamaican citizens, and we are entitled. It's our right to get the truth from these people that is in the position that he's in, to take care of with light and with when in portfolio where him under. Hold him accountable, Colin. Hold him accountable.
Yes,
have a good evening.
Thank you for the call. We're not dropping no ball around here, you know. When them tell lie around here, we're going to bring it up and put it out. Yeah, we're not dropping no ball, and we're not bowl, no short ball, no donkey drops bowling, now go on round here. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Hello, good evening.
Yes, Mr. Bell, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
You know, I'm just wondering why you give this man who named Neville so much airplay, man.
Him call, and as I say all the while, you know, we operate a
yeah,
open
but this guy
line.
come and spill a lot of shit, man, you know. Darrell Vaz is one of the most liarest MP ever exist, man. Come on.
You see.
Anyway, I'm calling from New York, man, and, you know, I like your show, man, so keep it up.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. You see, Nevio I don't mind talking to Neville, you know, but when him come with the lies, eh? I don't mind talking to him neither, but I don't want the lies and the garbage. Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
So sometimes when Neville say some things, maybe Neville look clarification. You understand?
I want to hear the detail. Yes. All right.
So maybe Neville did not understand the video. So when him get what him get and then him call, you get to explain it to him. I like when Neville call.
I don't mind talking to him, but me have to cut him off one at a time. One at a time the other day, me have to hang up on him. Because I can't deal with the lies. And Neville vex when me call him a liar. But Neville, when you tell lie, you tell lie. And when Darrell Vaz lie, Darrell Vaz lie. When Andrew Holness lie, Andrew Holness lie. One of the things to be a labor right is you must tell lie. Good evening, caller. At 6 o'clock, we're going to be joined by financial journalist Al Edwards. And remember, at 7:15 this evening, Religious Freedom is going to be on this channel. Right after we finish the Colin Bell show, then it's going to be Religious Freedom. Join Peter Stamp. He's going to be live. Go ahead, caller.
How many minutes you have to give me calling on the show tonight?
5. Give me about 6 minutes.
Okay, all right, but I won't get into it. I won't because I want to speak about education, you know what I mean?
Yes,
and
man.
it take me a bit. Listen, it take me a bit more than that to explain some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want those be on the program when your guest supposed to be on, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So should I put that for next
No,
night?
man, go ahead. Talk your talk, man. Talk your talk.
All right. Let me explain this, right? I came on the program some time ago and I said that the JLP does not have an appetite for education. And I also came on the program and I said that JLP is anti-educational. Well, I'm going to prove to you that the JLP administration has no appetite for education. So I want to walk with me now, right? Before the Manley government came into power, the people of Jamaica, the part that was in power before Manley came into power, the Jamaican people who had the academic ability to go to high school and to further education could never get into school that is high school easily. One, because of the color of the skin. Number two, because the parents have financial challenges, so they couldn't afford to get them into school. And even the school is 2 miles to that family. Because of the skin color, they can't get into school. Okay?
We're listening.
When Manley come to coming in the power, what Manley did, Manley opened the door, take off the inches, and open up your front. He said, whether you're poor, rich, dumb, you have full education right up to university. You know what I mean? And every Jamaican who is poor went to university. And who was also only qualified to go to the University of West Indies? Because it was full. He said, man, it's okay. You can't get to university. We want to go to Cuba. We can't go to study, whatever you want to study. Medicine, you want to be a veterinarian, you want to be a dentist, and we'll take care of you. Okay? All right? When the Siaga government come into power, right, the JLP-led government, which is Siaga, Bush Golden, and Andrew Holness. What did they do with the Colin? They look for the door. They put on about inches. And they close that door. For you to go to for you to the university now. If you don't have a couple $1,000,000, you can't get into the university. And this under the JLP administration. Okay? Do you know that there's doctors who has their kids who want to go to university to do medicine, and the doctor is financially challenging to finance his kids to university, and the bill to go to Cuba. That is fake. Okay, so I'm saying to you that the JLP is an anti-educational, and they have no appetite for education. Okay. And when Andrew Owens was in the Ministry of Education, you know what Andrew Owens was doing? Andrew Owens seen Ministry of Education as a case call. I tell you that a current politician see his ministry as a case call. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Colin, I'm going to ask you a question. And this question is for you and people in the chat room. Which is the perfect way to the perfect way to boil or to cook a live frog?
Let me ask you something. You have me on speakerphone or you having a headpiece?
No, man, no headpiece. I'm on my mobile phone.
Okay, and you don't have it on speaker?
No.
Okay, I hear you better now. Continue. What is the best way? What is the easiest way to boil a frog?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't boil frog.
All right. Let me tell you the easiest way to boil a frog. You slowly pour hot water in the cold water. You stir it slowly. And you know what until that frog? It's been boiled. Well, that is the same thing. That is happening to Jamaica right now. The JLP is slowly boiling Jamaican people with the corruption.
All right, my boss. You said they're boiling the Jamaican people with corruption.
Definitely, mate. They put it in the cold water and they slowly boil it. So they put adding water to it. Adding. Next thing you're afraid.
Next thing what happened?
Next thing the Jamaican people are cooked.
Oh, well, I guess we go cook you now. I think.
Anyway, I'm gonna jump off.
All right, my brother. Enough respect from out of the UK. Give it thanks.
Bye.
All right. Talking about education from out of the UK. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Evening, Mr. Colin.
Yes, sir. Wagwan.
Bless up there.
Talk to me.
That Mr. Andrew speak at the convention, I think, at the UN.
The what?
At the meeting other day, our UN convention, something like that.
Are the Caribbean heads of government?
Caribbean thing.
Yeah.
You know, him did that big up the Cubans then. And I said, boy.
Hey, intrigue me.
Yeah, man, intrigue you and you alone.
Intrigue me to box foot.
Come in that game in props to, you know.
Yes, say the man make a talk. Never know, say the man trick with brother.
The man a two more cutlass, man.
Can I tell you?
Why me I tell him that no balls at all?
Wait, say he's seedless.
Seedless, man. He's seedless.
Hey, mama. No, the man said the Prime Minister seedless.
But you know, say from ever since, you know, JLP government never in I call the word now, in support of communists, you know. Because they don't support Venezuela. And them not support Cuba because remember they use the shy against Manley. So we shouldn't even surprise of what happening now.
No, shouldn't be surprised at all.
You want to tell me say them the government have no understanding and couldn't really sit down and know say for 50 years the Cuban them are help with. And if them go and if them cut them labor, we are gonna suffer.
But
right? And then couldn't negotiate better.
Is the
You want
poor
them to then
people
couldn't negotiate better.
are the poor people of Jamaica gonna suffer from this, you know, brother?
Then you know, see the eye clinic over St. Joseph there full up of people this morning, nobody. You know, see clip.
Yes, I saw the clip. I heard the news.
Yeah.
I
So
saw
that the
the clip.
government left we now. We there now.
Yes. People are going to suffer.
That means say a Rubio law in no one break.
No, don't want to break the American law. The American them are run things, brother.
Yeah,
But other
the
Caribbean
Cuban
countries
them
work it out. Why we couldn't work it out?
Yeah, that me I say. I was so why we couldn't work it out. No, man. They can't tell me nothing, man. Something could have worked out.
I think so too. I think so too. But
people are wicked, man.
The question is, was the Jamaican government interested in working out anything?
No.
A question was
asked from him there.
A question was asked Saturday morning. Who is the agency that is going to be responsible for recruiting doctors and nurses from Ghana, Nigeria, Indonesia? Which agency is going to be recruiting doctors and nurses?
Oh, but you know, put the people in suffer. We can negotiate fresh again.
Nobody now make no money off of the Cuban them, you know. That are the problem. Nobody in government is making money off of this Cuban deal. So they want to find a deal that somebody can make some money off of. Because it's about eating the food, you know. So when the Cuban doctors are here and the Cuban nurses are here, nobody in government now eat no food off of that.
But and them make excuse no about them passport no right and then this and then that. Foolishness.
No, but here the foolish.
No.
Here the government have turned themselves in a clown. That them just find out. Say the Cuban government then did appear. So for 10 years, you in a power and appear, you don't know who not appear. How can a clown show the money I put on?
No, but if I did before the 10-year JLP government, a man like Ange now, not missing, you know.
A clown show the money I put on, brother. Major clown show.
You don't call it out, you know. A poor excuse, man.
Yeah, man. They don't care about the Jamaican people. But elections have consequences, my brother. And we are going to be facing
Trump and Rubio have them deeds, man. That's why. No them deeds.
They have to work with what they are told to work with. That is it?
Yeah, then that me I say. Because me I say over 50 years you get service from your neighbor. Can help you so much. And you can find a solution to where them go through. No, man. Them fi go it. All right, my boss.
Respect. Ungratefulness. Ungratefulness. Brother Marshy. Brother Marsh.
Oh, praise the Lord, my brother.
Hallelujah.
Praise the
Hallelujah.
Lord.
Hallelujah. Tell her.
What? Hey, yeah, some people can nail themselves in a corner, you know. Yeah, some people can go out there that stink and fling stone and fight good, you know.
Yes.
Right? No. You know, sir, it's not the Americans sending home the Cuban.
Is who send them home? The Jamaicans.
It's the Jamaican.
Yes.
And if you think a lie, listen to Kamina Johnson Smith. What no pressure from the US?
Absolutely
Kamina
none.
Johnson said so.
Yes. So they sent them home.
So them send them home. So make we stop blame Trump because the JLP say and the American pressure them and them and said, what a wicked set of people them we about in Jamaica. Yeah? Because Kamina Johnson said not the US, so don't blame the US anymore.
US
so
now have nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it.
Nothing at all.
Wicked Jamaican government, damn wicked to the Jamaican people who vote for them. 1 p.m. 1 p.m.
That is it.
Then do it.
That is it.
But listen to this. There's a French word called déjà vu. I said somewhere else. I think you is a little bit too young. But I think, Ned, you're supposed to remember when the Cuban them were here, the doctors them in the 1970s, and it is the propaganda where the JLP government and the CIA spread from the Cuban doctor them, how them a kill off the Jamaican people. Edward Seaga Edward Seaga sent home some of them, and then when he said them not good, he sent Dr. Ken Barr to do some investigation. And Dr. Ken Barr returned to him and make him know the doctors are working very well. There was no such thing, right?
Yes.
The Cuban doctors were working very, very well. But after the election over, they were declared persona non grata. Edward Seaga and the Jamaica Labour Party sent them back to Cuba. It's after that them come back. So it's a long time ago, the Jamaica Labour Party against the Cuban. What new is after them find out, so well, them can't do nothing out there, succumb them, turn around and what you call it, kiss us, and beg them, and because the Cuban, they are not as evil or revengeful like them. They return. Now, where you going to do tough time? Tough time, you run out of lie, you know. Do it a long time, you run out of lie. It's nothing new. Nothing new. But hear me now. May a Matley teach me something, you know. May a Matley say you can take a visa if you want, you know. They're going to stand up to my people, them. But hear me now. You see, leaders. May a Matley now is one of them who I can tell you, say, don't thief the country money and can't go lodge anyway. So she no need no visa to run, go for her money.
Yeah, Al, you can use the link or you want to use the phone. All right, stay on it. Continue, Marshy.
Yeah.
Continue, man.
Yeah, me and Madeline a thief. Barbados money can't go anywhere, so she don't need no visa to go for. So she said, you can't take my visa. Any leader who's afraid to stand up and tell the United States, take my visa if you want. It means just that them no thief no money. You say if you thief for your countryman and can't go to other place, you know, say the US have your profile. Then depend your case all about. But you want your visa to go for your money. You realize that PJ could have stand up. You realize Michael Manley could have stand up. And to a lesser extent, Bruce Golden could stand up. Make the US know, say, when I start a Ligani, when here.
Yes, Jamaica's constitution doesn't start at Ligani.
Those leaders, they're not thief, no money. Can go lodge no way, say them could have stand up to the US and talk to them.
Yes.
I can't say the same about other leaders. I can't say the same.
Anyway, Marsha, I'm going to talk to Al Edwards. Yeah, man. Al, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I am doing well. How about you, my brother?
I'm not too bad at all.
Long time.
Pretty wet and miserable weather-wise, but there you go.
Long time we not talk, man.
Yes, it's been a while.
Yeah, a lot of things happening though, Al. Standing Finance Committee
a lot of things.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday
it seems like the whole world has changed since we last spoke.
Oh, hallelujah. Lots of changes. How strong is the Jamaican economy, Al, to stand up to what is coming. Oil price today got to what? $120 per barrel. How strong is the
Yes, and
Jamaican economy? Can we withstand what is coming?
Unfortunately, we cannot. Oil is a major component. As you know, we have a lot of input costs, and energy is primarily the input cost. So it will undoubtedly affect our inflation in Jamaica. And it's going to affect growth as well. I mean, it's beyond our control, but it also speaks to the point that we have to really now get our own energy sources. If you think about it, we're a $20 billion economy. We're spending probably about a little over $2 billion on oil and energy. That means a tenth of our total GDP is on energy. That's very unsustainable.
Yeah.
So we have to begin to really look at alternatives because it's beyond our control. I mean, you know, there's a war in Iran, in the wider Middle East, and that affects us. It's nothing to do with us, but it's going to hurt our economy. And we're still in recovery mode from Melissa, which is going to take a little while.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the cost of Melissa last week being placed at a little over $12 billion.
Yeah.
So yet again, that's more than half of our GDP there again. So we're in for a very turbulent period over, I'd say, the next 24 months or so.
How credible is the estimate of expenditure that the Jamaican government presented last week?
Well, I think there are a lot of holes in that. I think there are a lot of holes in the budget, and I don't think we've really thought through how we're going to block those holes. It's almost like, if you can imagine, if I'll draw the allegory of the little boy putting his finger in the dike.
Yes,
and that's basically the situation where we find ourselves in. Take, for instance, this tax on manufacturers of sugary drinks.
Yeah.
I understand the fundamental sentiment, because the cost of diabetes and healthcare, and it's not good for the nation. We all get that.
Yes.
But I honestly think we should have started by taxing inputs to sweet drinks. Coca-Cola, all these big, huge companies, they can bear it.
Yeah.
We've got to start protecting our own industries, our own people who have ventured into businesses, manufacturing. I would have started there and then perhaps move on from there. But to put this blanket tax across it, I think it was a little short-sighted in that regard. I think, a lot of the companies, I know one in particular who just put up, I think it's a $15 million investment, and I mean, this is coming. That's going to affect that now.
And the Prime Minister was there at the opening as well.
Oh well, yeah. So yeah, there you go. So I mean, my thing is, these are the big companies that come into the market. They can bear the taxes. I think what we're looking at the world right now, Colin, and the way we see things, we have to take a slightly more protectionist approach to our economy and the nation. We're just being blown by bigger powers and powers telling us what to do, what they don't like. And we're right in the middle of it. But the welfare of the citizenry has to be of paramount importance.
But
we're going to see a generation, millennials, Gen Z, a lot of these young people, they're not going to grow up in the prime of life having a house, a rewarding career, infrastructure. They're not going to have those things, the things that you and I maybe enjoyed when we were young people. And so they're not going to have that. And I mean, the whole point of life is to make progress and go forward. We all want to.
So hold on, Al. You are saying that you don't see a way for the Gen Z, the young people coming
No,
up.
I don't.
You don't
No,
see.
I don't.
You don't see any.
Think about this.
You don't. Hold on. You don't see any prosperity for them. That's what you're saying.
No, I don't. And I'm being very frank about it, and I'll tell you why.
Talk to me.
Think about it. We're seeing houses go up in the capital, in the city here, a 2-bedroom, basic bedroom, apartment for $60 million. They can't even afford half of that through their salaries, right? So where is it coming from? There's no low-cost housing, right? In Jamaica, Jamaica has one of the lowest salary rates in the Caribbean, right? Now they're telling them about AI, which is going to wipe out half the jobs. So where is it coming from? What's going to underpin their growth and development? Where is that going to come from? Where?
No, this is serious.
Yeah. So I mean, and to add insult to misery, the population rate is declining. So I mean, the overall impact on the coming generation, and we will not see a succeeding generation do even better than the one before it. We will not. You can remember, and I can remember, we're old enough to say our parents say, okay, get yourself a good job, start a family, get a home. A lot of us came up that way.
Yeah.
And can we tell our children the same thing? I don't think we can. But that's not fundamentally because that lies with any particular administration. I just think that we've been a little bit negligent as a nation as a whole in really preparing the way forward for the next generation. And it cannot continue. It cannot continue.
What you're saying to me now, Al, is very scary. Very scary. That you don't see the prosperity for our young people coming up. You don't see how they're going to make a living.
No, I mean, think about it. Where would they make a living? Okay, let's have a look at it. The public sector, that's very overburdened, right? And it's not paying competitive salaries, right? So then let's have a look and say, okay, look at the private sector. Look at, say, for instance, even now, in this particular era right now with tourism. Tourism may slow down. I know somebody was supposed to come to a meeting in Jamaica next week, and he said he's not flying. He's not coming out because of what's going on. The fare.
Yeah. A lot of people are afraid to fly right now.
Right. And another thing people are not talking about, and I haven't heard it said yet, is our hotels, not just in Jamaica, but across the Caribbean, are soft targets. I mean, they hold a lot of Americans. Where our security measures are probably not as stringent as other places. I mean, they're targets. And if that was to be a target, that would cripple tourism. So I mean, it's a serious thing.
No, this coming from you is like, I'm worried about my children right now.
Well, yes, I mean that's really what it is. You want your children to grow and prosper right here, but they need the opportunities. They need to. I mean, we keep hearing this, and AI, but that would decimate a lot of jobs. And what you're going to have this part of society and a generation that are just not productive, not because of their own making, because there's no vessel for them to put their productivity and youth into. Where can they do that?
So tell me something, coming out
before you start from the bottom and work your way up, but that won't be happening in the future.
So tell me, coming out of this budget that the government is now presenting, and the finance minister will be opening the debate tomorrow, you don't see anything in it that we can say to young people, look forward to this? Nothing?
No, I don't see anything right now. No, I don't.
My God.
I don't really see anything.
And therefore,
so, I mean,
would you say to the government, go back or recraft this budget, yeah?
To some extent, I think they do have to recraft it, given the fact that we're now in $100 a barrel oil, given the fact that there are certain security measures, given the fact that the economy would contract, given the fact of the latest PIOJ numbers, I think they do have to recraft it. And I think they have to be honest about that.
But the fiscal commissioner also said that this budget was crafted without really looking at the full effect of Hurricane Beryl.
That's right. So they have to really think about it. The next few years, we've got to get to a period where we are just before Beryl. I mean, we're
before
talking
Melissa.
about
Melissa, sorry.
Melissa, sorry, yes. We've got to get to a point before where we were before Melissa. So, I mean, I don't think we're in a position both to ride a horse and chew gum. I think that would be a stretch, just given the way the economy is set up. So that's really a point of what we have to think. We have to spur the economy. That means spurring businesses.
Yeah.
Rewarding those who employ locals. Getting a lot of, say, for instance, like the tourism industry, getting other industries to feed into it. So basically, if you're going to buy beds or chairs, I think you should be a bit protectionist. Why don't you give a contract to Boss Furniture or a local supplier?
But what do you say?
Someone else?
What do you say about the government planning to buy 5,000 container houses from China or somewhere around the world instead of building concrete houses for the people who are affected by hurricane?
That's the problem. Let me tell you this. After the Second World War, the whole of Western Europe was in shambles, particularly the UK.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm a product of that. My parents went over there in the 50s, 60s, as part of to try and rehabilitate and get England and London back on its feet, right?
Yes.
So you have a generation of people working who bought houses, raised their children, had jobs for decades.
Yes.
It's the same thing. So you really want to get Jamaican expertise, carpenters, electricians, plumbers. They should be raking it in now. They should be having contracts. Get them contracted for 10 years.
Using Jamaican cement and Jamaican concrete blocks and Jamaican sand and Jamaican gravel.
Right, exactly.
Jamaican workmen.
That would spur aggregate demand. It would spur aggregate demand, and it would kickstart the economy.
So are you saying that the government missed a perfect opportunity, Al?
In a way they did, but they made a thought that they felt the need to do so immediately. They're looking for an immediate, almost panacea, but
Al,
thinking long term.
If they're thinking about immediacy, none of those container houses are here yet. 5 months after Hurricane Melissa, we could have built 20,000 concrete houses since that time, Al. Wouldn't you agree?
We could have got things going, but it's going to be difficult now. You know why?
Yes.
You know why, Carl? It's going to because of the war. Traveling on the open seas, you're a target.
Exactly.
We already know that the Strait of Hormuz is literally, for all intents and purposes, closed. We now know that insurance on shipping has gone up 600%. 600%, I repeat, right?
600% insurance on ships gone up.
On shipping, yes. So, I mean, you're looking at a real troubling situation. Hence the reason why you have to rely on your own people and your own country.
Let me see if
every respect.
Let me see if I have a question for you, Hal. Hold on for me, Hal. Let me see if I have a question for you. Caller, good evening.
Good evening. I don't have a question for you. When him finish, I'll call back.
Yeah, right. Thank you. So, Al, what are your views on the government angling of the recovery of Hurricane Melissa?
Well, I do think the government are in a very testing situation. It's not an easy situation for an administration. But I think really what they have to guard against is politicizing it. What they need to get is bring in all interested parties, all the best people to the table. I had a conversation with somebody, and he joked. He's in the concrete and supplies business.
Yeah.
And I said, you should be doing more. And he said, no, they won't give it to me because I'm a PNP supporter. Now, you say no this
tell her.
Right. but he's very notable in it. And he should be at the forefront of this, giving ideas, supplying materials, right? And a lot of people should be. But if you start saying, oh, you can't get a contract because your political alignment is here or it's there,
yeah,
you really cut off your nose to spite your face.
And that
look at the
shows
Marshall Plan.
that shows that they're not about Jamaica.
Well, yeah, look at the Marshall. Norman Horn was his name. I'm going to call his name Norman Horn.
Yeah.
But if you look at the Marshall Plan after the Second World War, it's the same thing. All hands on deck. Use your people. Use the best of what you have.
What about the NARA, Hal?
I'll repeat that.
Who are the members of NARA? The Prime Minister announced NARA maybe 3 months ago. Who are the members?
Yes, yes, he did, but I'm not privy to the membership of that. I'm not too sure. Has he announced who the members are?
No, that's why I'm asking you, because 3 months in and we don't know one member of the NARA.
No, we really don't. But I mean, I would say this as far as the Prime Minister is concerned. There's a lot on his plate right now. It's what he probably thought 3 months ago and what he has to contend with now. It's difficult. It may be, it's really, really difficult. We're living in really turbulent times right now.
You
and
remember,
not to mention the geopolitics of it. Like, for instance, no disrespect, but I thought he gave a fantastic speech in St. Kitts. And he was right about what he said.
Yes,
about
I came out.
Absolutely.
I came out defending him. But now that they have they are sending home the Cuban doctors. What do we have to say?
Well, that's something else. But that's the geopolitics of it. But not only that, what you got to think of, you had the U.S. Congressman Carlos Jimenez saying basically, "Hey, Jamaica will be punished for what he said." Now, he's going to take that seriously. He's got to really think about that. They recently had the Shields of the American meeting. Jamaica wasn't invited to that.
But what did the Prime Minister say? The Prime Minister actually carried the American line. I can't see anything in what the Prime Minister said to upset America. I can't find it.
Well, they seem to be upset, but they seem to be upset. But that's why he's got to be very cautious now. And that's really what it is, because he did not say anything that should offend America. And I do think that we have to treat our neighbors with humanity. I really do. And I think that goes to everything. And that's something we tell our children, right? To extend, the hand of human kindness. Be kind, be civil, be understanding, be supportive. Right? And as a people, we need to be that way. We need to be that way as a people.
I know you said you don't see the road to prosperity, but the minister the Minister of Finance said that we must grow by between 4 and 7% annually.
In what period?
Have you heard anything from her that will show the way to that growth?
She's been reading Hansel and I don't believe she would say that, but if she's saying that within the next year, 4% growth in a year, that's not going to happen. That's fiction.
That's fiction.
That's what you would call back in the day Nancy's story. Because that's not going to happen this year. It's not.
And Nancy should be a national hero in Jamaica, Al.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. But think about it, Colin. You're going to have inflation going through the roof. Oil is now at $100. If this war escalates, it's very likely it's going to hit $150, $200 a barrel, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about what that does for input prices. Think about what that does for transportation costs, right? Think that what it means for additional expenditure and costs for businesses, right? Think about that, for instance. So I mean, you have that to contend with. Then you got to have to rehabilitate the country. You've got to build out its infrastructure. That's going to take a lot of money. So where is the growth going to come from?
Al, have the government.
Then you have to look at productivity too. Is the productivity going to go up?
Let me, as you mentioned, productivity. Let me ask you, Hal. The Jamaican dollar has been revalued and continue to revalue and grow against the Jamaican dollar. What is the reason against the US dollar, sorry? What is the reason for that?
Well, I think because it's just backed by all the reserves. That's really what it is.
But is that a sensible move?
It's a precautionary move. That's what it is.
But is it sustainable?
Well, I don't think it will be sustainable in the long run, but this time it's sustainable.
Because if your dollar
right now,
go ahead, Alan.
For right now, the country has to wear both belts and braces. It has to be a little bit. It has to go into caution mode, I think. So, I mean, that's really where we are in this point in time.
But is there anything that the government should be doing now, Al, that they're not doing?
Yes, I think there are a lot of things they could be doing. Say, for instance, the asset tax. I think what they should do is signal or indicate to the companies, right, we're going to withdraw the asset tax in 12 months' time or 24 months' time, or reduce it this time and then say, right, we're going to take it off. But let them give the companies, the financial sector, time to plan. Okay, yeah, you need the money. We understand that. But at least they can see a horizon so they can say, okay, we can start planning for this. That's one thing I think they needed to do. Another thing they need to do is they need to give incentives to businesses so they can help spur the economy, right? So rather than looking for to make it on tax revenue, try and find a way that these businesses, you can get businesses spur the economy, employ people, all right? Plug into the productivity sector, supply things to the nation, concrete, as you said, cement, wood, all those sorts of things, food products. I heard the Minister of Agriculture talking about supplying like a tomato or fruit drink for kids. That's commendable. That's very good. But that's going to give work to people. So that's really, really good. I mean, some people decided that they were going to rubbish that idea, but in effect and in essence, it's a good idea, right? It's a good idea for the agricultural sector.
So
those initiatives will help. It will help the economy and it will help people get work.
Speak to us about the government tax package that they are implementing this year. Do you think it's a good time to be implementing this tax package?
They're caught between a rock and a hard place, Colin. It may not be a good time, but where's the revenue going to come from? That's the problem. Where is the revenues? I mean, I've got a lot of friends in the tourism sector, and they're up in arms for the tax that's been imposed on them. But at the time when the tourism industry is going through a hard time, people are trying to get their hotels and their attractions back online after Melissa. They're now imposed with a higher tax. So I mean, and the government maybe think, well, where can we get the tax from? Well, so we can get it from the tourism industry, and so they've imposed the tax. Maybe they could have been a bit brave and said, look, we're going to give you guys a little bit of relief, get back on your feet. But I think really what it is, they looked around and said, look, we need revenue, and they just grab from wherever they can.
And do you think that
they need to be a little bit more creative? I think
talk to me about that.
Yeah.
Do you think that they have squandered the gains that we have made between 2012 and 2015, 16, when they got in power? This government said that they were going to grow the economy by 5% in 4 years. They have failed to do that. They have given away $11 billion by 20,000 give away another, so let's call it $12 billion by giving people $20,000. You think all of that is now coming back to bite us in the backside? They have forward sell the earnings from the Norman Manley International Airport and the Donald Sangster International Airport. Do you think that all of that is now coming to bite us again?
Yes, but I think that's just a case of real politics and the circumstances we find ourselves in. In a way, yes, to some extent, but you've got to have the hand you've been dealt with. You've got to understand this. With COVID, they lost 3 fiscal years, right?
Yes.
So they lost 3 fiscal years because of COVID. Then you had Beryl. Then you had those incessant rains. Then you had Melissa. And now you have war in the Middle East. So they're always fighting a rear guard. There's always something bigger bigger than the entity that they have to withstand and endure. Always. So for the last, we'll like to say,
but what do you say to those of us? What do you say to those of us that the times when we were overpaying the debt, paying more than we needed to have paid on the debt, when we should have been using those money to build out our infrastructure?
Well, that's come back, to some extent, that has come back to haunt us.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, we didn't really see what was coming down the pipe, and we thought, okay, we're going to pay off the debt, and we made a big move to do that. Also, something you haven't mentioned, which I think was a mistake in hindsight, was that massive payout to the public sector. Huge.
That the wage bill there.
Yeah, that was huge. That was looking at that now. I wish we could have taken that back to some extent. Okay, you could have given them a bit more, but not to that extent.
And then the amount that the politicians take morally looks bad as well.
Yeah, that looks bad. That morally looks bad right now. But they're never gonna get in their pocket and say, "Hey, there you go. We can work with that." They're never gonna do that. We know that. We just know. We know that's not gonna happen.
So,
but someone should say to them, guys, you should really do that for the national good. And it would be a good gesture, and it would be a gesture that people would look at, and they could look at and take part in the nature of their politicians. But that's not gonna happen.
Tough times ahead.
Budget,
if this war continues for 2 months, just 2 months, what are the future outlook for Jamaican economy? 2 months of this war.
Well, just 2 months. Just 2 months is going to set us back. I mean, at least for the next probably 3 quarters, we're going to be in a bag of bricks. There's no question about it, Colin. You got to think, on top of the recovery for Melissa, people forgetting that you're going to have the economy slow down.
Yes.
Right? It's going to slow down rapidly. And then what you got to think, even on the private sector, people with input costs and everything else, they're going to have to lay off people.
Yep.
Right? So, I mean, they've proposed a $1.4 trillion budget for 26-27. That has to be revised to some extent.
Because oil in that budget is calculated at about $65 a barrel.
Yeah. Right. So that's really what it is. So they've got to get back to now. They've set aside almost about $100 billion for capital projects.
Yes.
Right. All right. And 1.3 for recurring expenses. That has to be revised as well. Right.
So Al, do you think that starting that budget debate tomorrow is an effort in futility and stupidity? They should just postpone that.
Given if I was the Minister of Finance, I would stand up and I would barely say, given what we are in now, right? The future the future is going to change. It's redefined. It's inexorable. So we're living in a totally new paradigm, and we have to adjust to that.
So presenting that budget tomorrow is really just a joke.
Because I'm going to say this to you, right? If, say, one of these Iranian fellas or whatever shot down with one of these homemade missiles there, and they have those missiles, shot down a plane out of the sky, right? People won't travel. They will be fearful. We've seen this before.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that will be a massive slowdown in tourism revenue. Massive. Right? You see British Airways putting on more flights from England to come into Jamaica. That's going to stop. Right? But the cost of food is going to go up.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
But there is an underlying message in all this is that we have to be more self-reliant. Right?
Yeah, but you're saying
to be more self-reliant.
You ever hear the saying, Al, that says make
Our
a...
food import bill is way too high.
Oh,
way
yes.
Too high.
Oh, yes. You ever hear a saying that says make a while the sun shine?
Yes, that's really what we need to do.
I don't think the Andrew Wellness administration know that saying.
Well, they have to now. And they've got to really totally recalibrate what they're doing. It's unfortunate for them because, as I said, what they've been up against at the time. It's funny how history can be, but they're always up against it. So,
Yeah.
but they've got to be able to look at that now and say, right, we've got to think about what we're doing rather than paying off the debt. Let me tell you this, Colin. If you look at some of the major economies, their debt to GDP ratio is in excess of 100.
Of course.
110,
of course.
120. All right. And that's just a factor. Now we're saying, oh, we're taking pride, and everybody claps and says, oh, we're down to 60%.
Yeah.
Right? 70%. What a great achievement. But we don't have the undergirdings that these economies have. So it's why are we doing this?
And
Right?
down to
we
60.
we don't have the undergirdings of these economies.
And down to
right?
60%, but our per capita salary for our people is $7,000 a year.
Precisely.
How can
Precisely.
people live on that?
Yeah, they can't. And it goes back to what we said earlier about the next generation coming up. They don't see there's no way out for them. Right? The promises that we had, all right, go to school, learn your book, get a career, buy a house, build a family.
Yeah.
That's beyond them. That's beyond them. The basics of what that was, that's beyond them. They can't do that. Right? And it's not of their own making. It's just the world they live in now. You know? For them to go and buy a little car, buy a property, have a family, build on that property, stay in the same job and grow. I mean, most people are probably now going to have to do, throughout their lifetime, will probably have to do 6 different jobs.
To get somewhere.
7 different jobs.
Right?
So it's an uncertain and unsettling world for the younger people.
Rough times ahead.
Yeah. But it's incumbent on us to really make a good future for them.
Yes. Before I let you go, Al, what advice you want to give to the government this evening, the government of Jamaica?
Well, I think behind the scenes, well, politics is a game of, it's a performative game. But behind the scenes, I think they've got to go away and recalibrate. I mean, I would say that Favor needs to have a big pot of coffee on tonight. She's going to have a long night tonight. But I think she needs to get up and really tell the nation, look, we see it, the world is changing. We're probably looking at World War III, and we've got to make adjustments.
Well,
and
some people are already calling it World War III.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So, so she has to recalibrate and think. I think she spoke last week, and I saw Damien Crawford giving her a hard time.
Oh, yeah. Because
but she's got to be a lot more, but she's got to be a lot more certain when she's on her feet, I think. She may be a very good person, but she has to project. Basically what her 2 predecessors had, Woodley and Nigel.
Yeah, she have to be more in control. She don't seem to be in control of the ministry and of the content that she's producing, that she's presenting.
Just because she's more technically probably, adept. And I think, but she has to learn that. I think she has to be a lot more. She has to be able to stand on her feet and deliver. And basically come and say, look, we're in this situation. Oil is over $100 a barrel. This is the situation. We won't be able to bid. There's going to be supply chain problems. And she's got to talk to the people and say, look, we've got to, this is the situation we're in, and we got to play the hand that we've been dealt.
Yes.
But saying that too, but they have to recalibrate this thing. We talked during the election time, they made certain plans. Those plans are not in existence anymore. those numbers they said just in September, what, less than 6 months ago.
Yeah.
That holds no relevance today.
Absolutely none. And let me thank you for spending the time with us this evening. I'll touch base with you again
It's always
pretty
a
soon.
pleasure, Colin.
Because
It's always a pleasure.
we need to talk a little bit more, but we're kind of running out of time this evening. Thanks for the time.
Okay. All the
Blessings.
best.
Al Edwards, financial analyst. You hear the man? You hear the man? The man saying don't see the future. He's not seeing the prosperity. He's worried about the young people of this island, how they are going to make it. Man say him no see it, him no hear it. Now see how the young people them are going to be able to build a house on the hill. Yeah. Trouble in paradise. The government has squandered some glorious opportunities. Carla, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Yes, sir. Good evening. I'm just concerned about something, like the government keeps saying the sugary drinks is to more healthy, get the people them more healthy.
Yeah.
But why they're not talking about the burger, the fries, the hot dog, and all them something there? Them things gonna make people healthy too.
You mean unhealthy?
Unhealthy,
Yes, yes.
So
Carla?
they're just trying to play politics and
Listen,
say sugary drinks.
let me tell you something. The tax have nothing to do with nobody health. You hear? The tax is about getting money to finance the budget. The government run out of money and they want money to finance the budget. It has nothing to do with no health issue. No make them tell you no garbage.
No,
it is
I
all
know
about
that.
they are planning to collect $10 billion off of the sugary drinks tax. If the government was interested in your health, why them not said to the manufacturer them say, listen, if you bring down the sugar to less than X, there's no tax. All of the drinks we have sugar over X, we tax them. It don't have nothing to do with health, brother. It's about collecting money to finance the budget because the government have no money.
Exactly. And I post something on Facebook. I asked the same question. Why they not talking about fries and burger? And the lady right there attack me already and say, we want to kill the children, like pressure the children.
All of them labor
So
right there,
children don't
clown,
drink-
brother. All of them
children
labor
don't
right
drink
there.
sugary drink.
All of them labor right there. We out there make them talk. They are idiot, them fully foolish.
Yeah, man.
Clowns them. No make them
Yeah.
get to you. Because them not have no sense.
Well, yeah, man. Another thing, you see, nephew now, me understand your thing about nephew, but me know nephew very well.
You know him.
Nephew
Maybe a
is a
comedian,
con
man.
artist,
Is that what?
He's a con artist.
Tell
too.
her!
You remember
Nephew.
2019 when Anne-Marie Vaz by election there.
Yeah.
Nephew go to my family house, 8 of them in a East Portland, 8 members from. And when my nephew done with them, the whole of them switch and vote for Anne-Marie.
Tell her.
All when promise them to bring the old people them medicine and take care of them medicine if Anne-Marie win. Anne-Marie win, they not see him.
Nephew!
And the very next day, Emily Shields show. If you can find that in an archive, you find him up on the show a boast or in can the 8 people and make them vote for Anne-Marie.
Hold on. Nephew go up on the Emily Shields show and say, in can the people them?
Yes, the day after, he may tell Emily Shields the Friday morning, say, when him done with them in the house, say, when him done talk to them,
Yes.
he get the whole of them to switch.
Well, you see,
Yes,
that's why I
and,
tell
him
people
say-
that
him say
victory,
him-
that victory
Yes.
in 2019 was not real. It
was
was
not
not
real.
real. You know?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I when I hear him call the program, as he call me switch,
Lord God.
I'll give him about 5 minutes. I'll come back to your show,
And when you come back, you expect him to be
Because
gone.
Yeah, man, it's a man I don't want to hear, man. I'm a can artist, man.
Nephew!
Me
No,
can't tell you what
no,
to
me
do with your
want to hear
show,
him. Me want to come defend this. Nephew, the man
Yes.
say you come to East Portland and go to his family, hate voting at the house. And you tell them, say you bring back all medicine for the old people. Them. And today, you don't bring back no medicine. Nephew, come in at the class.
Yes, man.
All right, my
He said
brother.
him I'll make the advice making your wife run, you know. I him encourage the advice to make your wife run because she's a nice lady.
All right.
You know.
All right, so we have the
take
teacher
care.
in the house. Respect.
Yes, man.
Ralston man, good evening.
Yeah, man. Good evening. Good evening to your listeners.
Go on, my brother. Call
Yeah,
and hold
what
the
there,
line for
man?
me. How things with you?
Yeah, man. We're good, man.
Raleigh, oil.
Mm.
I saw an article today that oil was at $120 a barrel. Where did it end? Did it end there?
Well, no, it pulled back to $94 a barrel. That's the US crude, West Texas Intermediate cushion, which we price off, and Brent is now down to $90 per barrel after a statement from Trump that the war will soon be over.
Oh wow,
Yeah, man.
Donald.
Yep.
So is one man determined the war?
Yeah, man.
Beautiful.
So it shows you how the markets, the markets are volatile because they move off of every sound bite.
Yes. Yeah. We want the war to be over, because if this war is not over, Ralston, what favor going to present tomorrow?
Well, that's a big problem. Yep.
You think she should postpone the opening of the debate tomorrow?
No, man.
But
So
can she come? Go ahead.
She have to come and tell us about the strategies that are in place to deal with the current situation.
So the numbers that was presented in the estimate of expenditures, can she come with those numbers tomorrow?
No, there
or
has
should
to be a recalibration. For example, as the fuel price was programmed at $62 per barrel for the next 4 years. We are now 50% higher than that already.
So if she come with those same numbers tomorrow, what then?
Well, remember, we said it before, and then the fiscal commissioner came out and said those numbers were never credible, even before the current events took place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And therefore, we're having problems.
Yeah, man.
Should we know, what should the government do, Raleigh? I am thinking that the government should call some people together and say, find a growth strategy. Find some way that we're going to grow this economy, because there's no other way out right now.
There's no other way out. And she herself said that we needed to grow by at least 4 to 7% per annum in order to pay down the debt and pay the public sector while providing the most basic social services. And when she was asked what was the growth strategy in the Standing Finance Committee, she said something about a carton box and a bottle.
Really wicked.
Is that me? She said that?
A carton box. No, people, we have to take bad things make laugh.
Of course, I make laugh.
but hold on, Raleigh. I hear. Hold on. Listen to this.
Yeah, man.
Because we've been talking about the culture and the creative industry.
Yeah.
And I hear Nikisha Burchell ask Babsy a question. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Industries to GDP. Given that objective, could you indicate what is the current measured contribution of the creative industries to Jamaica's GDP?
Currently, between 5 and 9%.
5 and
GDP, yes. But we are making arrangements to actually have the data collected, so we will have empirical information that would inform policy going forward.
Okay, and I'm sure you've set some targets for, the short and medium term. What's your target for the next 5 years?
The target would be certainly to double it.
To double
Minimum, to double it. Yes.
All right, so we'll move to page 6.
But Raleigh, you hear that?
Come on.
Between 5 and 9%. Isn't that too wide? Obviously, she don't know what is the value of the culture and the creative industry to the Jamaican economy.
Clearly they don't know. The 5% came from a study that was done by Professor Vanus James in 2007. They are still doing study.
Way back then.
Yeah, man. So they are still doing. Mm-hmm.
Hear this exchange with Julian and the Minister of Investment and Commerce. Listen to this one.
Out of that, we've disbursed 315 million.
Hold on. Let's start it. Hold on.
The government, through the former Minister of Finance, Nigel Clark, announced the establishment of a $1 billion film fund.
Yes.
Can the minister indicate how much money has been disbursed in the fund and how many recipients there are?
I'd be very pleased to do so.
While you're searching, write the questions down.
Yeah, man, but we want him answer first.
Yeah, follow.
Yeah, man, I have 2 more questions.
No, yeah, follow up on this one?
Yes, depending on the answer.
Member?
Go ahead, yeah.
The announcement indeed was made for $1 billion. Yes, we went through the process of seeking people who would be interested in the film business. We got over 400 applications. We narrowed it down to about 209, and we ended up at about 90 that we have decided to fund. We used the money to fund, one part of the money, part of that first money actually went to the Bob Marley movie that was made here, and it was launched here and so on. But others have now come to benefit. We, through the great assistance of, frankly, Minister Williams, she knows that I call her quite often at cabinet and said, please, my film fund, and she was really gracious to have the rest of the money coming. We needed a 523 million more.
You see, all these people are just smooth talkers, you know.
315
but
million.
He's going, Julian is going to ask him about the same growth of the
and
CCI.
we are moving.
Ralston. So we're waiting on that.
We were waiting on the money to move faster, member. And JAMPRO and the management and the board are very excited and working hard to make sure we distribute the money, again bearing in mind that we have to be transparent and accountable for every penny that we spend, because we cannot refund any of that money until we get the audited statements from the movie producers that the money has been spent and we can verify.
So your answer is 315 million has been disbursed out of the 1 billion so far?
So far, because we only got 500,000.
And how many recipients or if you want to categorize it by productions or films?
I have 31% of the money disbursed. I can tell we have another 89 remaining awards to be paid. The amount is 564,804. Right now, I can get the details for in a minute of how many were covered on the 350.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it if we could get the specifics. The second question, the ministry undertook to do an economic impact assessment to determine how to measure the value and the economic impact of the cultural and creative industries. Can you indicate what is the progress on that? That started, or it was announced 2 years ago. And I asked within the context that it is a largely informal industry and we have not been able to accurately measure it.
Remember, you're right. This JBDC has been looking to do that work. I do not have those numbers, but by the end of the day or
but JBDC is here, right behind you.
Yeah, I know that. So we will get you the information either later today or by Monday.
Ralston, what does that mean to an economy that needs a driver to grow it? The culture and the creative industry, Jamaica is most competitive in that industry. To date, a government in power for 10 years can't tell us the value and can't tell us that, yes, we have a system to measure it. What do you say about that?
Well, I mean, it tells you that they have little interest in that industry. And it is true that the JBDC has been doing a study. So the minister should have come to Parliament with those figures from the JBDC. Should have gotten the latest report from the JBDC when he came to the Parliament. But it tells you that they have very little interest in those industries.
And obviously, he had no interest in knowing because, like Julian pointed out, in the JBDC is right behind him.
Was right there beside him, yeah, man.
And him now ask them nothing. The film fund have $1 billion. After 3 years, they have only given out $350 million.
Yeah, man. It tells you.
So I just spoke to Al Edwards a while ago, Ralston, and you know what Al said to us? That he doesn't see any road or any hope for young people to get prosperity in this country.
That's true. He's correct. We can't see it. We're not seeing it. We're seeing the opposite.
So those people who are out there praising the government and wonder if they can tell us where that is and point us to those things.
Yeah, but how can they tell you and the minister herself tell you that is a carton box and some bottles? So come on, man. It's just partisan garbage.
But if you're out there praising the government and saying 1 p.m. and all of that, you know, must be able now to show us how we are going to prosper. Where is the prosperity?
You really believe that those people don't deal with data, them don't deal with anything? It's just gut feeling and partisan politics. So the minister herself said 4 to 7%, and she can't show you a roadmap as to how we're going to get there. So how would they know?
What the Bank of Jamaica said today?
Well, them never did anything today. They mopped up a whole heap last week, so they never came out today. They're mopping up today.
They mopped up a whole heap last week. Ralston, the fact that after Hurricane Melissa, we here on this platform, you and your program, was saying that the government should get started now.
Yeah.
Get started. 5 months in, they have not started. And here is a war that will slow down the whole world, Ralston. What them people are going to tell us now?
They don't know what to say. They don't know what to say. What is it that they're going to tell you? They don't know what to say. That is why Al is saying what he's saying, because that's what we're seeing. More hardships, more problems for the next generation. Yeah, that's what we're
saying. He's saying to us that him not see no young people are going to buy a house and buy car and them something.
He's correct. He's correct. Right now, we get from the Bank of Jamaica, the monetary base is shrinking. It shrunk by 13.8 billion in February compared with January. So there was less money running in February than was running in January. Yeah.
Prices going to go up, Ralston?
Yeah, man. Then prices are go up all over the world. So what is going to make Jamaica exceptional? Once crude oil prices go up, it means that all prices have to go up.
So tell me something now, Raleigh. When we get to the prices at the pump, and the prices at the pump start go up, the government take with money that's supposed to be insuring us against exactly what is coming. What them all tell we say?
I'm not telling you.
What them all say? They just then gas prices will go up on the people after we are paying money for insure ourselves, Raleigh.
But it went up last week. It will go up again. But I'm not going to explain it to the people. You see them explain everything.
And the people must say no better than that.
No better than that. They're not going to explain it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, them read the script right. Them most of the people, there's no uproar like how the American people. There's an uproar in America now. That is why Trump is seeking an off-ramp for the war, because the American people start screaming about the high oil prices and the increase in price and everything. Remember, when oil go up and everything go up, fertilizer price, jet fuel, everything go up. The American people start squeal, and that is why he's backpedaling now and trying to find an off-ramp. Yeah, in Jamaica, people must get up and drink from and move and send a better than that.
The West Indies cricket team fall out of the World Cup from the 1st of March. And couldn't, and to date, they have not yet gotten to the West Indies.
Precisely.
What is going to happen to the tourism industry?
Tourism industry under enough pressure. So even when the war stops, the price of jet fuel go up, so ticket prices have to go up. People have less disposable income. So globally tourism is going to take a hit. That is why all of the leaders them and all of the people them talk about why Donald is now trying to seek an off-ramp.
If you could talk to Faval tonight, because she's coming 2 o'clock tomorrow, what would you say to her, Raleigh?
I'd say to her, you know, she can develop it now, but I'd say to her, develop a growth strategy aimed at earning more foreign exchange and saving more foreign exchange. So it means that agriculture, procurement, energy policy, creative industries, those things have to be paramount in what they are talking about. Affordable capital to members of the MSME sector. Those are, in other words, you can't present a contractionary budget. You have to present a budget that is going to grow the economy. Because you and the Bank of Jamaica can't be on the same track where contractionary monetary policies from the Bank of Jamaica, contractionary monetary fiscal policies from the government in an international economy that is slowing down because of the war. So you induce your own recession while another recession will come from outside of the world. It's a double whammy.
Jesus.
Yep.
I would say to her, go out there tomorrow and tell the people them that we have to go recast this budget here.
Well, no, she can't tell them that. She have to come with it recasted. She can't go tell me that tomorrow. You have to come with that.
1 year, she could
You have to come with that and say,
strategy. You think she's going to find it
and
tonight?
and say, Madam Speaker, there has been a number of developments since the budget was first cast. So as a result of that, this is what we are presenting today in order to mitigate the impact of what is happening internationally on the Jamaican economy, as well as the full impact of Hurricane Melissa, because the budget thing was crafted before the damage loss assessment was done in relation to Hurricane Melissa.
And, and the budget was cast on what? $48 billion worth of damage instead of 57.
Yep, 48%, 41% damage
41% damage
rather than 57. Yes, yep. And then there's a global crisis. So that is how she have to start. If she don't start like that, then a waste of time.
What should Julian come with on Thursday?
Well, he has to come with something in relation to that, taking into full consideration the impact of the damage loss assessment from Melissa on the economy and the global crisis. And it can't be about contraction, it has to be about growth. And the focus will have to be on sectors like agriculture, sectors like energy, sectors like the creative industries, ensure that there's affordable financing for the MSME sector, and those things have to be a growth strategy rather than a contractionary policy.
The government dropped the ball, Raleigh, right after the hurricane when we were saying start build houses down the west.
Yeah, man, them dropped the ball from
houses.
Them dropped the ball from
builders, Jamaican cement, Jamaican sand, Jamaican gravel, Jamaican concrete blocks.
Them dropped the ball from 2016, not just now. From 2016, the ball dropped. Yep, because the over focus on debt reduction and not investing in the country and the people. That is what caused the slow growth, and that is why the damage from Melissa was so great, because they weren't investing in those things. That is why the average growth rate was 0.8%, because they were never focused on production. They were always focused on debt reduction. They were running the country. Yeah, running the country on behalf of the IMF and the ratings agencies, not on behalf of the people of Jamaica. Simple. So it started with Clark.
Raleigh?
Yep.
I am concerned, are you?
Very much so. Everybody is concerned.
Very worried.
Yep.
Because when this gas price hit, flour, rice,
everything,
sugar, chicken back, tin mackerel, sardine, everything going up.
I remember it's the gas prices plus the tax package.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
You were saying from day one that there should not be a tax package at
No.
this time.
No, not at this time. Very inappropriate, particularly on those most basic items that the people need. Yeah, and then now
You see,
there's a
a
global
lot of people
crisis.
a lot of people don't understand when you're talking about economics. Economics, you know. You have to talk about the possibilities of these kind of situation coming to the fore.
Yeah, man.
These are
Geopolitical
always
events.
possible.
Yeah, man. Geopolitical events, and if they were reading the world events properly, they would have seen that these things are coming, but them not reading them in a tunnel, a kind of tunnel vision thing, and the people who support them in this kind of tunnel vision thing, certain segments of our people in this tunnel vision thing, the University of the West Indies Department of Economics, worth nothing. So that is how we get all of these things.
And the fact, Ralston, that we did not learn anything from COVID as it relates to food security
Precisely.
puts us in a worse situation.
Worse situation. Yep. Yep. So here's it now. We have all these balance of payments challenges because we are importing more and more of those things, while the sectors that we depend on to pay for them, the flows from those places are shrinking. So we have to rely on borrowing. So we're getting in more debt and we're not producing anything. So it's like a debt trap for the next generation.
Raleigh, we look forward to tomorrow.
Yep, let's see what happens.
Coming with. And then Julian Robinson will forward on Thursday. Mark Golden is on Tuesday. Andrew Holness is on Thursday. Then Faval closes the next Tuesday.
Right. And we are expecting the focus must be on growth, not on contraction. Not on contraction. It must be on growth. Because contraction is not going to help us right now. The world economy itself is going to contract because of the war. So you can't be contracting yourself while the outside economy is contracting. So a double whammy. You have to be trying to grow at the same time. That is what is going to help us and let the next generation know. Are you carrying a heavier debt load? So you need to have more growth to deal with this debt load. Yeah. So that's where we are.
All right, my brother. We talk tomorrow evening.
Yeah, man.
One love. Respect. Ralston, I am on top economic, top financial analyst in Jamaica. We are living in a serious time. Don't let the devil blow your mind. Time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. All over the world, everyone is in a heated rush. In a heated rush, Mr. D. You have to take it with 10 that ease out. Did I? Seriously? Carla?
Yes, sir.
Jesus, my apologies. Talk to me.
I'm here holding the faith. What can we do?
Well, a whole heap we have to do, you know.
Do?
Those of us who have eyes to see, we must see.
Yeah.
Those of us who have ears to hear, we must hear. Those of us who have ideas must give it to the government. So I call in Anti-Faval. I want to tell you how to grow the economy. Talk to me.
Well, just means you can better talk to a door post than Faval right now.
Listen, you better talk to the door post.
The door and talk to the door post right now than talk to Faval. Trust me.
Because our Faval not here?
No, not here, not here. Listen.
Wow.
Here. Because those people stuck in one gear.
Oh, Lord.
And that gear, not even, it's dead slow. Not slow, just dead slow.
It's reverse. Reverse.
Yes.
Reversing to 2011.
Yep.
We are in reverse to 2011. They're going to crash the economy again.
Yep. Yep. When you look on the sugar, when they're talking about taxing, as if they care about health.
They care zero about any health. Zero.
If
If they did care about health, our hospital wouldn't be can't finish fix. It would have fixed already. If they did care about health, they'd do everything, move heaven and earth. Like me a month if we make the Cuba and them stay in Jamaica. There's so much things they do if they care about health. They don't care nothing about health, my brother. Not a thing. If you care about health, you would invest more in agriculture.
Anyway, Carla, you know, say me just remember, say we have religious freedom coming up at 7:15, so we got to go. Thanks
All
for
right,
holding
brother.
on. My apologies for allowing you to hold so long. Here, sir.
Yeah, man, no problem. Blessed.
Blessings. My listeners,
doing
my
the work.
viewers, thanks to Al Edwards for joining us this evening. Thanks to Ralston Iman for spending the time. Thanks to you, the listeners and viewers, for being with us. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you, make his face shine upon you, and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again tomorrow evening, rejoin us right now for Religious Freedom with Peter Stamp, because only God can save us in this time. When you hear me, I say, everybody, we're going to just close and you just rejoin the channel with Peter Stamp coming up right after this. Thanks, everybody, for